Uncover the wisdom of the feminine through soulful conversations on spirituality, healing, relationships, self-leadership, sovereignty, and so much more. I'm your host, Tamar, feminine embodiment facilitator, feminine arts mentor, and soul tantrika. In this podcast, my goal is to take you deeper into the world of the feminine, stepping more into your feminine pleasure, power, authentic truth, and your sovereignty. Welcome to the Feminine Codes podcast. People are shocked when they sit down with me and learn how much I've actually gone through in my life. They're shocked because I still carry this bright light, and I seem very grounded, and I seem very open-hearted, or I am. I am very grounded and very open-hearted. And I do have this light that still shines from me. There's still this innocence in some way, regardless of what I've gone through, that has stayed with me, or has actually, let me rephrase that, has found its way back to me, that I have remembered, that I have reintegrated into the wholeness again of who I am. And the reason of this is because I am deeply connected to my soul. I wasn't always like this. I carried a lot of pain for a very long time. There was always a feeling like a part of me was missing, which we call soul loss. But there was a point in my life when I heard the call of my soul, and I took off on an adventure, or many different adventures around the world, in search of rebuilding that connection to my soul and to spirit. And the practices that I developed throughout these adventures are ones that I continue to keep today. And with time, I've learned that I can't live without them because they continue to nourish my soul. And so I want to give you some of those practices that I have integrated into my daily practice. Now, let me say that you don't have to go on these grand adventures around the world, first off. That was just me. I'm an adventurer. I was born a wanderer. I was born just with a desire to go on adventures, and my passions and what I would be doing if it made money were archaeology and anthropology. So I love the study of people and cultures, and I love to learn the history of the world and people and cultures. And so the adventures that I went on were kind of a mix. They would give me these opportunities to travel the world, to experience these cultures and how they lived, and also connect with the earth, connect with pieces of myself that I would find along the way through exploration, trials, tribulations, adventure, connection with the nature in each place that I went to. You don't have to do that. You can do this in your own town, your own home. You can do this anywhere. The practices that I'm going to give you are the ones that made the biggest difference for me, that I could do easily on a daily basis. They continue to nourish my soul, as I said. And so here they are. They are ways that you can begin to rebuild a relationship with your own soul starting today. Take walks in nature and be present with what's around you. The wind in the trees, the way that the light hits the leaves. And I'm looking out the window now, and I'm looking at this. The wind's in the trees, the light is creating this beautiful, painting almost in the trees. These golden hues because we're going into autumn. I'm seeing golds and orange and reds, vibrant reds. My favorite season, by the way. But I'm looking at the light and I'm watching the wind in the trees, and I was outside and I was feeling the breeze the wind, which is quite strong today, on my skin. And I could smell the trees. Like I really took time to smell the trees. And here we have maple, we have oak, the majority of it. You can stop and smell the roses, literally. It's one of my favorite things to do. Every time I see flowers, especially roses, or a flower that I know has a scent, I always stop to smell them. My ex-husband used to take pictures of me because he thought it was the most endearing thing, because I always had pollen on my nose from stopping and smelling the flowers. And also listening to the sounds of nature, the birds, so beautiful. I wake up every morning early so that I can hear the birds outside and I can connect to nature. And then I take my walk in nature. And I know not everyone has that opportunity. And in the winter, it's cold and it's different, although there's a silence to nature in the winter that is also extremely important for our bodies. And honoring the rest of the earth, the sleep, the slumber of nature when you're in a winter location is really important for our own bodies, honoring our own rhythm in accordance with the rhythm of the nature. So the other one is to connect with the sunrise and the sunset. Every morning, go outside and greet the sun in the early morning with acknowledgement, with gratitude for a new day. Really breathe in the rays of the sunlight. Breathe it into your body. Breathe in the fresh morning air. But really connect with the rays of the sun, breathing in a new day. And do the same for sunset. Honor the end of the day. Honor that change as the sun's starting to set, which is gorgeous. Really just a gorgeous time of day. But you can feel the change in the air. At the beginning of the day, the end, the sunrise, the sunset, you can feel that change. And so honor that. And what this is going to do, it's going to set your circadian rhythms as well into more of a natural way of living. It's what your body is made for. And so honor the sunset, the quieting down of the day, the slowing down of the day. And give gratitude for the day that you've had. Anything. It could be that you found a penny on the sidewalk, or that the apple that you had was really delicious and juicy. But find something that you're grateful for. Another thing that I like to do is I like to go out at night, especially when I'm not in a city. And I like to look up the stars and connect with the vastness of the universe. And in that moment, I know, although I'm small, right? We're small, we're in this vast universe, a oneness that we're connected to so much more. And so when we go out at night and we look up at the stars or we look up at the moon, it connects us with this, our own individuality, our uniqueness, our soul, and a spirit, which is what permeates everything, every living thing, and the universe as a whole. And just every night you'll notice that the stars change. So you're connecting with the rhythms and the cycles of the universe, of nature, of your body. Another thing is to quiet your mind by learning the art of meditation. All day long, our minds are going, our days are busy. And so meditation's not easy. And I have a lot of people tell me that they can't do it because whenever they sit down to meditate, they have all these thoughts that come. But that's the point of meditation. The point of meditation is to learn how to quiet your mind. No one has it. None of us are good at it when we start. It's the practice of it. And maybe sometimes I'll sit down and I can clear my mind for 2 minutes. And next time I can clear my mind for 15 minutes. Or maybe, every couple minutes a thought pops into my head. And I'm like, okay, I see you. And let it go. There's also the art of meditation that I love. Well, first of all, let me finish that thought. Meditation is the practice of it. It's the practice of just keeping our mind clear, of letting everything go, so that we're not bombarded with thoughts all the time. And we can have a moment where our mind just rests. And when we are able to do that, then our mind is clear and we become more of an open channel to receive clear messages. Another way that I love to do meditation is the walks in nature. And that's more of a feminine style of meditation because it's an active meditation. Or dancing. Dancing and movement, but with intention of really moving energy in through your body and being very present. Being very present with your body, with your movements, with your breath. If you're doing the art of meditation through walking, it's being very present with the sunlight in the trees, the wind, the rustling of the leaves on the ground, the sounds around you, your breath. It's one of my favorites. And the last one that I'll give you today is practicing something artistic. Even if you don't think you're good at it, it's in the creativity. And so the most important thing about this is to not have any self-judgment about your creativity. Just allow yourself to learn, allow yourself to practice, allow it to move through you. What wants to come through your hand? And this is something that we did in the Royal Codes Embodiment Circle with the Muse archetype. Let that imagination be channeled through your body and through your hand, or through your body, through dance. What is a practice of art that you can bring into your life? And everyone can do these, whether you're a man or a woman. These practices here that I'm sharing with you are the ways back to your soul. And our soul connection, when we are young, we're usually disconnected from it when we're young. And so having to relearn how to connect with our soul, with our uniqueness, our spiritual gifts, is one of the most important things that we can do as humans, because when we don't, it leads to anxiety, depression, anger, mental health issues, to a sense, yes. Sickness. We have so many issues in our society because we are not connected to our soul. And so if this resonates with you, let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know if you connect with any of this, if you're practicing any of these, if you develop a practice after this talk, and how it feels to you. So many times we fill our days with 1,001 distractions and an attempt to muffle the cry of our soul. And often what these distractions look like and become are addictions. They can be addictions to our phone, our scrolling, excessive TV watching, consumerism, eating disorders, substance abuse, even pornography, compulsive sex, workaholism, obsessive thrill seeking, which I could say was an issue I had when I was younger, gambling. All of these contribute to more deterioration of ourselves, of our society, of the world as a whole. And they alienate us even more from connecting with our soul. And we see this on a large scale in our society. And this is more than just a mental health crisis. It's becoming a really, really probably the most fundamental problem on our planet. And so it's finding ways back to our soul, finding ways back to joy, this innocence, this light. It's finding passion in life again. It's reintegrating those pieces of soul back into our self, as I did. And I still continue to do. So I can tell you that how I feel now and how compared to how I felt 15 years ago is completely different. I even look younger than my age. And I swear it's because of this work. Also, I eat healthy. I try to exercise. I don't smoke, none of those things. But I do believe that it's from a lot of this work because it's taking weight off of my body. And I'm so much happier. So if you have any questions, if you would like any more of these episodes around this topic, let me know. And until then,